That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Oh, 5-second violation. 47 wins for Minnesota. They squeak into the playoffs. What's key to take that next step?
If you're Scott Layden, the GM of the Wolves, the one person you're waiting for to arrive is Andrew Wiggins. Now, he had an impressive 3 seasons that earned him a max deal. But we watched this young man go from being the second option behind Jimmy Butler to now the third option behind Karl Anthony Towns. He averaged 17.5 points last year, but you need him to be a max-type player for this team to take the next leap.
Oh, it's been scrappy. Let's see who can take the jump. Ball. James. That's off the side of the rim, no good. The follow won't go either.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Kuzma. James. No good.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
From the painted area, won't go down. T. To Rose. 5 to shoot for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Caldwell Pope. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Rose into the front court. Up by 6. Won't go.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Well, their first 3, and they're right back in it, within a possession in this first quarter.
Well, I don't want to live in the past, but if you got a couple of those to drop earlier, you could have had a nice lead. Now, we got a dogfight.
T to Butler. Wide open look, won't go.
0-4 to start the game. Don't worry about that. You can make your next 6 shots and then be 6 of 10 from the field. That's 60%. That can get you $80 million.
Minnesota at the controls to Towns. Rose. Oh, had him going there for a second. No good to Butler. Down low. And finishes strong.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, each won just 1 with the Lakers. Elgin Baylor didn't win any. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A., That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans because when you see the likes of Kobe or Michael Jordan, they won all their championships in the same.
Lonzo Ball with the rock. Add 2 points to the board.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
2 points to Towns. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams. It down. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball.
Kyle Kuzma at the line. Knocks down the first. That one won't go. One more to come. T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor to Towns. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Ball with the basketball. 14-10 the score. JaVale McGee to Kyle Kuzma. Lets it fly from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. To T. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Well defended. Shot no good. If it was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot. Taj Gibson above the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Butler. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you got to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
That misses with 3 seconds left. That's it for the first quarter. The Timberwolves have the lead. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's Minnesota basketball. Butler. Jay, last year the Lakers 35-47, but that was before the King headed out west. What impact, obviously, will LeBron James have on this Lakers team and their record?
There's no doubt that I think the Lakers will get over 35 wins. Will they get over 50, though, is the major question. I don't see that happening considering last year only 2 teams in the West, Golden State and Houston, had over 50 wins.
West is loaded, so if you don't get over 50, if you're the Lakers, are you still in the playoffs?
I think the Lakers will probably be a 6th seed. Yes, they will be in the playoffs this year.
Karl Anthony Towns. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. James to Caldwell Pope. It's James. Buries it on the catch and shoot. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. To Beasley. Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Won't go down. To Butler. Karl Anthony Towns. He's now 4 for 6.
Learn from that. You got to be a step ahead of the offensive player. Know that fake is coming again later.
Smothering D.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Caldwell Pope. James can't connect. It's no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Taj Gibson. Butler to Taj Gibson. Can't connect from inside. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
In an era where big centers often get devalued, Karl Anthony Towns is a true foundational player. He can function as a traditional center, but also can show you quick moves around the perimeter and knock down that three-point shot from deep.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. James, too easy. Defense has to communicate. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Butler. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
T-Wolves with the basketball. To Gibson. No good, and no foul.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Team foul number 1. First foul in the final.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor.
Number 32.
Whoops, that won't go. To Rose. Derrick Rose. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Who's controlling the paint? The offense is controlling the paint right now. The defense needs to do a better job of making it more uncomfortable for those easy lays.
And he hits.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me twice.
To Towns. That'll get out of bounds off one of the T-Wolves. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 0, Kyle Kuzma.
James, he continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
Down the lane to lay it in.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
It's James controlling the offense. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Rose. Kyle Kuzma rejects it. Kyle Kuzma with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
T to Rose. Going to launch beyond the arc. Derrick Rose still a sight to see. Well defended. He finds a way to knock it down.
Look, I'm not the one to hate. I'm the prime example of a bad decision that turned out well.
Rocking the rim.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
The pass taken away by the Lakers. First half comes to an end. It's the Timberwolves in front. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Timberwolves have the basketball. Lonzo.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Okay, they're lucky they get the ball back.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. That'll get out of bounds off one of the T-Wolves. James, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Ball. Short jumper off the mark.
I agree, I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off 2 legs and expect the contact.
Doesn't get the bounce.
When I hear these excuses after games, when coaches are at podium saying, it's hard for us to find our energy back, we couldn't find our aggression back, I wonder whose fault that is, Coach.
Rose. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. To James. From long range. Great defense, forcing the miss. To Towns. Rose to Towns. Deep left corner. Fires the 3. Good for 3.
And that's what this game is. As the game plays, you have to adjust on the fly. That delivers the element of surprise.
James to Caldwell Pope. It's James. Message received. Well defended. He was hacked. They let it go.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
T. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Jones with it. Up 6. Here comes the screen. They get it down for Towns. And throws it down.
And ball movement is one of those great things. One of the things you learn early in this game is that if everybody gets involved, then everyone has a chance to win.
Teague with it up top. His team on top by 8. Lonzo Ball with a piece.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Jimmy Butler goes down last year, nearly cost Minnesota the playoffs. When he's healthy, what makes him so dangerous?
Well, he's a versatile player. He's a guy that can lock up on a defensive end and a guy that can give you 20-plus points every single night. Let's remember, he missed 21 games last year. That's a quarter of the season. But the team didn't do that bad without him. They went 10-11. If these guys can finally come together and build some chemistry, they're a team that could be a 6 or a 5 seed in the West.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Ball to Kyle Kuzma. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time. To Wiggins. Towns. Gets a look. Can't hit. Here's a chance from long range. Another chance. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He's 3 for 7.
And when he gets going, he is automatic from that position on the floor.
And they'll take that any day of the week.
1 minute left in the third quarter.
A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul.
And you see so many players quit on the play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
And stuffs it home.
Jimmy Butler's made such an impact on this young Timberwolves team. A guy with a blue-collar mentality, shows up to practice early and stays late. And obviously we saw that in the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves made the playoffs for the first time last year since 2004.
Butler to Rose. Brandon Ingram able to recover with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
JaVale McGee.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
That'll do it. Third quarter complete. The Timberwolves have the lead. It's Lakers ball as we start the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Time to shuffle things up. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. James, shot off the mark. Good defense. To Towns. T to Butler. Jimmy Butler. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. There's a toughness he learned under Tibbs at 2 stops, and no question, that rubs off on younger players.
There is something that Jimmy Butler does that no other player in the NBA does. He gets into your psyche. He gets into your head each and every possession. He enjoys the process of the fight. Every single blow. There is a pleasure in the pain.
The assist
Butler to T. Shot from the lane won't go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking it away. Oh! And he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
Number 25, Derrick Rose. And number 1,
James. Textbook defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Rose to T. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Chance for LeBron James. McGee punching it home with the putback slam.
JaVale has such a good nose around the basket until he doesn't.
What are you saying there, Jay?
It's 50-50 sometimes.
Well, hopefully it's half glass full in this regard. T to Rose. Oh, he had him there for a second. Sets him up. Couldn't keep it in. Off Lonzo Ball. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Timberwolves, number 67, Taj Gibson.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Here comes the screen. Butler to T. Pass to the rim. Butler dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. To Taj Gibson. T. Not going down here. LeBron James with the rock. To Kyle Kuzma. Oh!
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Butler. LeBron James!
Oh! He just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
And the rebound taken down by Kuzma. Rondo into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Oh, Lonzo Ball. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Kuzma. To Ball. James. Now that's a contest.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Kyle Kuzma. And Gibson grabs the rebound. The Timberwolves have the basketball. Rose to Towns. Fakes, drives to the rim, and scores.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Not a good pass there. T-Wolves have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout. They're down big in this fourth quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench.
Box office. Buy 1 or more tickets before the end of today's game, and you'll receive an exclusive discount.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
That's 2 minutes.
Rose to Gibson. Rose. And the rebound taken down by the Lakers. Ball into the front court. They find themselves down 10. And the rebound taken in by the T-Wolves. From the painted area, won't go down. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go. And Towns with the flush. The smooth, fluid game from Karl Anthony Towns. Deep three at the buzzer. It's a victory for the Timberwolves as they win this one handily.